everybody. Welcome to the Connect the Dots podcast. This would be season 4, episode number 1. Definitely, yep. So, let me just start by saying that today is Wednesday, January 18th of the year 2023. I, Heather, have what time is it? It's 2:05. And so I found out about 4 hours ago that I was being laid off from my job. Huh. Hence the title of this podcast, Open to Work. Yeah. So if you are watching the video version of this, you can plainly see I've pretty much cried off all of my mascara. And makeup. I'm wearing my big headphones because I don't even care at this moment what I look like. I had been thinking about how I was going to bring the podcast back and the things that I was going to do this year with it. And the whole focus for me for Connect the Dots this year was going to be how to bring all of you to work. Because over the past year, going through learning about, my own neurodiversity, being ADHD and how to work with that and through that with work, and how to bring all of me to work and not, do all the masking and all of that things. And bringing all of you to work also means, right, bringing your energy and your excitement. And there were so many things that I want to talk about, and I'm still going to talk about them. But this season 4 is going to start with this impromptu episode. Because I figure if we're going to bring all of us to work, let's work through this journey together. That's, figure that's my plan. One of the things I love about podcasting is that it gives me this opportunity to kind of talk through things, to, bring you in on my insights because maybe you feel the same way, and just sometimes having that person there that you can relate to is what you need in that moment. Yeah, it's zero promises that I won't cry today. Yeah, for better or worse, I will say that this kind of came out of nowhere. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, I guess let me give you some backstory if you don't know, you haven't been here before. So for the past year and 3 months, is that right? Year and 2 months, whatever. I have worked for Amazon. I was a talent development program manager. I had several different customer bases that I worked with, finally winding up supporting one central function called workforce staffing. We had recently moved to a new team back in the beginning of December. And we, a month and a half in, we were really starting to hit our stride. Really starting to we were firing on all cylinders again. We had gone through a little bit of a rough patch, and and it was feeling really, really, really good. And if you follow, Amazon or Layoffs or whatever, that there were layoffs that happened at the end of last year where they laid off some people and then they gave other people the opportunity to do a voluntary resignation. Now, a lot of people, I know several people that got that email about the voluntary resignation. I knew a couple of people that took it, knew a couple of people that didn't. And then we knew that there would be more coming. And they announced it that, hey, January 18th, This is, we're going to be, announcing more layoffs. This is how it will be. They're going to be in, these kind of groups, PXT and Amazon stores. And PXT is People Experience and Technology, by the way, if you don't know. HR, pretty much. Pretty much any kind of HR function. And where we sat in the organization with the recent move in December, we really I didn't feel concerned. We supported a large organization. We ran global programs. Yeah. And I mean, I knew that they would be laying off people today. Did not anticipate it being me or the other 17, however many other people they laid off today. I don't know, 17,000, 18,000, whatever. I don't know if it's for better or worse that I was surprised. I guess I didn't have the anxiety of like thinking, well, could it be me? And then it was just all of a sudden in my inbox. Yeah. I will say I didn't always check my inbox when new emails came in because I was working on something, and the lady I worked with, my one of the partners on my team called me, and I was like, well, that's odd that she called. I mean, answer the phone, right? Hey, what's up? And they were obviously upset because they had gotten this email, and I immediately thought like something happened, like to her, to somebody in the family. Like I immediately, that's where my mind went, because I knew immediately that she had been that she was crying. I was like, "What's wrong?" And she was like, "I got an email saying my role was eliminated." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And so my phone had been in the living room, and so I had gone out to get it. So I was walking back to my computer, and those long, 12 steps. So I sit down at my computer and I open my email, and I was like, what the fuck? Though I didn't bleep myself. Yeah. Cause I was like, I got it too. I was like, there's a mistake. What is happening? What is wrong? And so I messaged my boss. I'm like, excuse me? What is this? So we jump in a Slack cuddle, and she had just found out that those of us on the team that were affected, she had just found that out right before the email was sent. So she had only known for 5 minutes or so. And apparently her boss hadn't known, and so it was, above, and I know it was hard for her because we had only been working together, like I said, for like a month and a half, and we had come so far, and we had done so much in that time frame, and we had so much like looking forward as far as what we were doing, and we were excited about the future and the things that were happening, and now it's just gone. If I had been laid off from a job that I was not happy in, that I had hated, it wouldn't, I would still be sad, but it probably wouldn't hurt so bad because I loved my job. I loved it so much. The people that I worked with were amazing. And and the fact that I was able to do things, like have a podcast at work and be able to teach people through this method or this medium. And I was writing, writing things for the to be presented on talent development, different topics, and coming up with material and all of that. Like I got to facilitate some, and I was able to, I don't know, there's so much. Like it was so much. It was like everything that I was good at, I was getting to do, and it felt so good, and I felt so appreciated, and like I was making a difference. And that's why that's I think why it hurts so much. And there, I mean, oh my gosh, and I'm trying to laugh through the tears and whatnot. I mean, it's because, I mean, what else are you gonna do? I mean, honestly, because I can't be mad. I can't be like, well, they pinpointed us, our team, because of XYZ. No, they didn't. Because I'm looking on LinkedIn and it's just ping, 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 like no, like post after post after post after post of people from Amazon today. Like, hey, open to work. Hey, I'm open to work. Hey, I'm looking for this. Like, it's just, my heart hurts. My heart hurts for all of us that were affected. The ones that were affected at the end of last year, the ones that are affected today, and even the ones that, maybe will still be affected coming in the next, few weeks or whatever. It just, but it doesn't, sorry, I've lost my train of thought there. But like seeing all the posts on LinkedIn, right? And like just seeing who it was. And like, there's one person that, like, to me, like she's a well-known name. Like she, ran one of our big affinity groups. She was very much a part of a lot of different events, a lot of different, she did a lot of different project management. Like she did so many things, like so much. And she was laid off. So it literally feels like they were just like, well, you know what? We don't need that talent development stuff. We'll keep some training, so people know how to do their job, but we won't worry about talent development. Yeah, we're a little overstaffed on recruiters, so we'll get some of those out. And then, oh yeah, these people that do some of these events and stuff, yeah, that's money. No, we're just getting rid of them. Like, that's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like it was like consideration was done. I have zero clue. These conversations obviously happened way above my level. But that's how it feels. Those are my personal feelings. That's my perception of it. Right or wrong, indifferent. Everybody has, can have their opinion on what. I don't know. I have zero clue. Today I've given myself permission to feel all the feels. To be upset, to be angry, to cry, to, just feel the feels. Tomorrow, I will polish up my resume. I will polish up my LinkedIn. And I will start looking. And I am very thankful that we are, able to get a severance package, and that can, pay my bills as I, look for another job, as I, go through and try to, find something else. And, but it just sucks. It just sucks. That's pretty much all I can say. It sucks. Yeah. So here we are. Day 1 of this adventure, or maybe day 0, I guess. Of this new adventure of trying to find a new role. And yeah, because let me tell you, I've never gone through a layoff before, and I know I'm very fortunate for that. The only thing I've been through that has been similar to this was um, when I worked for Cellular Center and Freedom Wireless, when I was a director of training and marketing there. Um, I was already looking for another job because I had been there for 4 years and never had a raise. I was working my tail off. And I was like, I saw something's got to give. Something has to give. But I could also like see some things happening. Like I kind of felt like, feels weird. Something's going on up there in the upper suite. Oh, that's lovely. My computer went to sleep, y'all. Hey, okay. It didn't stop recording. Good. Okay. Sorry. But I was already looking for a job, and like I said, like I just kind of knew, like I had a feeling something was going on. And I remember I had an interview in Nashville with Asurion, and I was meeting my boss at the time. I was meeting him for lunch on my way out of town. And I said, Scott, what's going on? I feel like something's happening. And he was like, yes, the company is being bought out. Oh, okay. What does that mean? How does this work? And he's like, well, we're selling the company to another company, and so they're going to take over, and we will merge with them. He's like, I don't have all the details yet about like roles and jobs and all this jazz. They have a whole corporate office in North Carolina. So I don't know what that means for everybody. So, okay, that's fine. Well, good thing I'm going for a job interview today. And he was like, well, good luck. And I did end up getting that job, and it ended up that, I was able to work through the transit, like the last day that we were Freedom Wireless Cellular Center before they moved over to being A Wireless. But in that transition, even though I had put him a notice or whatever, they never talked to me about like, do you want to stay? Do you want to move back into a sales role or a management role? Like, do you want to do something like this? They actually, the company that bought us out never actually talked to me until the last week. And I was actually out of town. I was in Pennsylvania. I remember because we were on the road, and like they called me and they were like, hey, we wanted to get the information on your co-op stuff. And I was like, well, I'm on the road right now, so I'll get it to you when I get somewhere with Wi-Fi. But that was like literally the only interaction I had with them. And I was like, which sucked, like, because what if I didn't have the other job in Nashville? Like, what if I wasn't moving? I don't know what would have happened. Like, well, I don't know. But I would have probably gone to work at Staples, because I was actually fixing to go start working part-time at Staples. Yeah. So that's the closest I've ever been through like something like this. And I know many people have gone through this many times, and it's never easy. It's never fun. It's always a process. So yeah, but we're going to work through it. I'm going to work through it, and I'm going to bring you along for the journey, as we start season 4 of Connect the Dots. And where we focus on how to bring all of you to work. And just let me give you some insight too, because I have some stuff written down on as far as like what we cover, right? Like, like how to bring all of you to work, right? So we're going to talk about like remote working, like how to do that. I'm talking about teamwork, going to talk a lot about psychological safety, career development. And obviously right now we're going to talk about resumes and interviews and job searches. We're going to talk about all that stuff. We're going to talk about, leadership and customer service. And there's a lot of different things. There's a whole series that I want to do called Lessons in Bad Management. So be here for that. That'll be a good series. I got a lot of examples to share. And I'll be calling on you for examples as well. So be ready. And then like, so that's like the workplace side of it. And then when we would think about the you side of it, right? So bringing all of you to work, that's bringing, right, your neurodiversities, your, the information about DEI, female versus male, or non-binary in the workspace, age, right? Gen Z, Gen X, millennials, like accommodations, imposter syndrome, burnout, perfectionism, processing feedback, work-life harmony. Like those are all of the different topics that we're going to talk about over the course of season 4. As we go through and we navigate like how to bring all of you to work. And we go on this journey together. I won't say I'm excited. I'm excited for the podcast part. Obviously nervous, about having to go back out there and go through interviews and all of that stuff. That is, it's not easy. It's not always fun. But we're going to go through it. We're going to go through it together. And I'll bring you along for the ride so you can learn from whatever learnings I have. And yeah, we're gonna do this together. So again, I'm still even wearing my Amazon shirt because that's what I wore to work today. But yeah, so here we are, day 0 of open to work for Heather. Welcome to season 4 of Connect the Dots. I hope that you have a fantastic day. I will see you again very soon. Because now that I don't go to work every day, I will probably talk to the mic a lot more. So we will see you again in the next episode. Bye, everybody.